It's claimed South-East Clare communities have been left in chaos over heavy goods vehicles attempting to avoid an impassable bridge. It's understood a lack of warning signage on the main road from Sixmilebridge to Cratloe is allowing artic lorries and coaches to reach Poulawilly Bridge, which has a height restriction of 11.6 metres. The issue is leaving large lines of traffic with no option to reverse back up the R462, causing major delays, with some reports of damage to farm and residential property. Cathaoirleach of the Shannon Municipal District and the Sixmilebridge Fine Gael Councillor Crowe and the Cratloe Fianna Fáil Councillor have been outlining the problem to Clare FM's Daragh Dolan.
This broadcast package on Clare FM is funded by the Local Democracy Reporting Scheme.
Here, look at the Shannon Municipal District and Sixmilebridge Fine Gael Councillor Crowe. John, an issue in your own patch, the Poulawilly Bridge, something that's been going on for years. You've highlighted a recent incident where, in your own words, you said you were devoured by a local resident after a HGV once again tried to pass.
That's right. And it's a massive problem and it's going on for years. And I'm seeing it firsthand myself going on. And there were signs this way and that way. But there's none of them working. You can imagine a truck to go down and get caught below under Poulawilly Bridge and has to reverse nearly the whole road back up again, you could say, up to the square. This is absolutely ludicrous at this stage. And likewise coming from Cratloe as well. So I'm looking for flashing lights in the square or a barrier going across the road that will identify that there's a low bridge down here. It has to be done. I have umpteen motions put down through the years, and I can understand the frustration of the truck drivers and plus the residents in the Limerick Road as well, for to have to put up with this day in and day out.
And John, this is obviously something that's been going on for a very long time, as you've alluded to. We heard earlier in the meeting that some residents have had their lawns cut up by trucks that have had to, I suppose, swerve out of the way, have even had their gates smashed by trucks that are swerving out of the way at the last moment.
To be putting up this day in and day out. There was a sign in the square and it was moved off because it was a historic sign, but it was very, very low on the old house and it used to be blocked up, and we have been trying to get one further up the whole time. But it was taken away the other day, but then there was no sign whatsoever. And this truck happened to go down yesterday evening, got caught below, and I happened to be going down for a walk, and the next thing I walked straight into it. I got literally devoured between the residents and between the truck driver, but I could see exactly the frustration of the people, and that's why I was so vocal on it today, that this has to be done today and not tomorrow.
Cratloe Fianna Fáil Councillor it's an issue that's been going on for some years now.
Well, I had a motion in today with Clare County Council in relation to this. It's Poulawilly Bridge, as you said. There is three bridges on the road from Cratloe to Sixmilebridge. The one nearest to Cratloe and the one nearest to Sixmilebridge has been heightened. This is the one in the middle. It'll be familiar to people. HGVs cannot go in under this bridge. There is signage on the road already, but when you're driving an articulated lorry, you have to be watching the traffic and things that's around you, and the last thing that you're looking for is signage, because the signage is very small, they can't see it, obviously they're passing it out. There is signage at the very last, before you come to the very bad bin before the bridge, there is a substantial sign there, and the very minute the artic lorry drivers see that sign, they start reversing back. The nearest thing to them after that is a person's private dwelling house. They try to reverse in the gate to turn, and what's happening is the gate and the piers are being knocked in this private dwelling house. It has happened on more than one occasion, hence the motion. In the motion today, I looked for solar-powered vehicle warning signs to be put in place nearer to the village of Sixmilebridge, because we have an issue where the lorries are coming down the road from Sixmilebridge towards Cratloe, but if some of them see the first sign, they're reversing back up the Cratloe road where the cottages are there along. People would be familiar with it, all the way back up into the village of Sixmilebridge, because there is no place to turn there. You have houses at both sides of the road. They have to make it back as far as the square on Sixmilebridge to continue on to Shannon.
And I understand there was a sign in place previously, but that had to be removed for a good reason, but it hasn't been replaced.
There was a sign on the wall of the old house there in Sixmilebridge. Again, you'll be familiar where the mortuary is there in Sixmilebridge. The sign has been there for years on end. It was down too low on the wall. I actually had a motion in myself to get it taken away out of it, because what was actually happening was, if a van pulled up in the square, the lorry would come down the road, the van was hiding the sign, for a better way of putting it, and the person driving the lorry couldn't see the signage. Also the Tidy Towns lost pints last year when the adjudicators were around for the sign the way it was just left, and the state of it, I suppose, for a better way of putting it. So the council have it taken away, but it's one thing taking it away, but they're going to have to replace it now, and as I proposed today, with these solar powered vehicle warning signs would be ideal.
And the most frustrating part of this has to be is obviously you have the clear road safety issue, and that really you probably should have warning signage some distance back, as Councillor John Crowe suggested, that it should be in Sixmilebridge village, showing HGVs, look, you can't go down here, here's the alternative route, or you'll have to find another one.
Well, the ideal road would be the Shannon road out by Kappa and into Shannon out onto the motorway. The very minute that a lorry of that size leaves the village of Sixmilebridge, they're in trouble straight away. They cannot get in under this bridge, whatever they'll do. So wherever they see the signage along the road, that is where they're trying to turn. And my point is that the signage is too far down the road, and it should be nearer to the village of Sixmilebridge. It should be one of the warning signs, the solar warning signs, so that it'll be shining there in front of the driver. As I said earlier on in the interview, the drivers of a HGV on that road, it's a narrow enough road. They have to concentrate on the road and concentrate on what's around them. The last thing they're looking for is signage.
This broadcast package on Clare FM is funded by the Local Democracy Reporting Scheme.